Hey, anyone, I had a couple thoughts that came to mind when I was watching Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. First, let me say if you have not seen this movie, do not watch this video. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Couple things. First of all, there's a guy that calls himself Freeman that does a podcast that talks about how our heroes are being replaced by darker characters that are ruthless and they'll kill and they'll torture by any means to do what's right according to them. Now, let me first say that I was a big fan of the Transformers. I grew up in the 80s. I saw the cartoons, I saw the CG stuff, and I saw the previous three movies. Now, the Optimus that is in this movie, it's nothing like the Optimus in the other movies or in the original story. Back to Freeman. Now, what he says is very true in this film. Optimus in this movie is nothing like the Optimus in the other two movies or in the original story. In this one, he kills, first of all. He has no problem with collateral damage, with people dying, with anything along those lines. Now, at one point, he even sits back and watches. People are getting slaughtered, and he's just watching. He claims that it's to make them understand how wrong they are, and ultimately, he comes back and becomes the leader. Now, the original heroes, the classical heroes that we've grown up with, are nothing like this. They would never allow anything like that. Another big thing that's actually pretty shocking is Optimus in this film is very ruthless. He'll kill characters, villains, rip their throats out, cut their heads out with no remorse at all. There's no empathy even for characters that are misled. He'll still slaughter them. They're begging for their lives and he still kills them. That's very dark, very weird to have a character that way. There's a couple other things that were said and happened in the movie that made me think. At one point they mentioned the phrase double tap, which I believe is a Marine term, I'm not sure, but it's where you shoot somebody twice in the chest, once in the head. Right when that was said, I thought of Bin Laden. The story that we were told is that that's what was done to him. The other thing is Chernobyl is actually tied into this film, and that automatically made me think of Japan, the tsunami and the quake. Now, these are two fairly recent events that were tied into this film. One thing that was really weird, though, is that at the point where Optimus steps in and saves the rest of the humans from getting killed and the rest of the robots, he says that he does it for freedom. Now, this is what we're told that we're doing in all the other countries. We're fighting for freedom. I'm not sure necessarily what that means, but maybe I can do a video specifically on that. The movie then ends with him talking about how it's all for the Earth. Now, there is a very big trend right now with the green and all this movement on the Earth is more important than humans, and even to the term where I believe in Time magazine they had a case for killing Granny, where you should die so that the Earth can live on because we're a parasite for the Earth. A lot of these things can be researched. If you can't find them, let me know and I'll help you find them. Just had a bunch of thoughts that popped up when I was watching this movie, and I just wanted to get them out there and get some people thinking, especially because such a big movie like this, every message in there has a meaning. I don't believe that they would spend hundreds of millions of dollars and not know every second of footage that they're putting up there and why and purpose and everything else. So anytime you see a big budget movie like this, ask yourself, what is it that it's telling you? It's very interesting to analyze the media and analyze the trends that are happening. Just get you guys to think. That's all I'm trying to do.